Hello, let's relax, immerse yourself in emotional stories, and explore the world of learning English through stories. Don't forget to press the sign up button and sound the alarm. Don't miss any new stories.
Cell. You used to work on the football team.
They're called managers now. Those two are very close, but the opposite is true.
Dad. The Lord said it only shows in action.
It's still the same now. It's not easy to know what Ba is thinking. It's been that way ever since. But in my father's heart, there are very strong thoughts.
I don't know what to answer. Miss Fujiko looked out the window
and moved the subject of the story to the dead husband.
The old girl. Baseball is only one part. The rest is always about big dreams.
People around you never think about it.
Even if no one notices.
But there's only one.
I always listen to those stories.
And was very attentive and always told him that. If I were you, I could do it anyway.
And that person is my father. In the end, it's true. So much so that people I used to despise those dreams
finally said that
he is the pride of his homeland.
And when she was born, then he suddenly disappeared.
Fujiko suddenly realized that she was crying. Give your finger. I have to close my eyes and try to laugh.
I'm sorry, maybe that's not your problem.
I'm still the same old thug boy.
I still can't say anything. I can only feel the strangeness of meeting people,
of the cycle of lives.
Then after talking more with Haruka's mother,
I left the house a few more minutes.
You gave me the exact name of Haruka's disease. Like I forgot too. I climbed on my bike from the road, looking up at the window of Haruka's room on the second floor. I still see the back of the elephant as it came. It's like it's lovingly watching and protecting Haruka.
Thanks to the bottom. I turned to the back of the little elephant by the window, whispered in my mind.
Hold Haruka's letter in your hand. I walked away from that place.
On the way home, I saw my mouth whispering. Come on, come on. According to the rotation of the bicycle.
My feet naturally turned towards the temple at the foot of the mountain.
This is Temple 4.
I only come twice a year.
On New Year's Day and Autumn Festival. This is the first time I've been there for a different purpose. Of course now.
There's not a restaurant that doesn't. Other than me, there is no one else. I feel like I've been to this place for the first time. I don't know if this is a temple. It's always full of people that I can see. The temple's tree was as big as if it had been planted for hundreds of years.
A humming rustling in the wind. The green of the tree. White sun. It makes me feel the warmth of autumn. On the road to the temple.
Then,
the only thing I can do for Haruka is pray.
I don't really believe in gods.
But outside this place,
I don't know where to rely anymore. I threw money in the cask. Applause, and for the first time in my life,
pray sincerely. Pray to the gods to save her. After that, I bought the most expensive charm.
I'll give it to Haruka when I visit tomorrow.
The last lesson. Back home.
I immediately went into the room and opened Haruka's envelope. Inside is a letter and a red paper airplane.
The plane that day.
That's the red plane I was wondering about.
Why didn't he give it to me, and what was written in it? I tried to open the plane.
Letter.
What's written inside is what Haruka said back then. That's what Haruka said at the time.
There is only one thing predetermined in my life.
That one day people will die.
There's only one thing that's predetermined.
So, Haruka didn't give me the red plane that day. It's because of fear. It's implicit.
Tell me about his death.
Haruka's friend.
He put the plane back in an envelope and gave it to me.
Certainly not to tell me that.
So I'm going to die someday.
It's because he's determined.
Be my teacher to the end.
Haruka's voice fluttered. So,
nothing is predetermined in the future. That's why. How we've had these amazing successes. It depends on your own actions.
Jesus will surely be a man of success.
Because this is what I said, it's not wrong. My tears are burning. Then I read the letter in the envelope.
And just poetic in the room.
I've been looking at 7 white planes all day. Blue, yellow, green. Orange and purple and red lined up on the table or Haruka.
I want to fly and go somewhere.
I don't know why.
But my tears kept falling down. I think about a lot of things.
It's all about thinking and doing nothing. But it's impossible not to think about it. I'm sure if I talk to Bar,
you'll probably hear a lot about Haruka. But now,
it's not a time when I can talk to you.
So just stay in bed. Look at the ceiling and rest.
Tomorrow must be fun at all costs to make Haruka.
To be healthy.
I was suddenly tired today. Don't know how. But at that time, you have to laugh to give Haruka power. It's Haruka.
No matter how difficult it is,
she's always laughing to give her courage.
This time it was my turn to think about it. I never slept on my own that night.
Don't feel unsettled because of the lingering heat of summer.
Like every other day, I have the next day. But the next day Haruka didn't come.
A few minutes before the day comes,
Haruka's condition suddenly worsened, and she quietly took her last breath, without waiting for Fujiko's ambulance to call.
My plea to the gods was in vain. I don't have a hunch at all. When a loved one, I'm thinking about dying. I'm really angry about that. Even my vow the day before is now meaningless. I couldn't bring myself to smile that day.
August 31st, during the funeral held at Haruka's house.
I put the elephant,
Cotton and charms purchased at the temple,
into her coffin and say goodbye.
Last day of summer vacation.
The moment our summer ended.
September 2. The new semester begins.
My normal life. Back to the days before I met Haruka. No one knows Haruka but me.
The environment around me hasn't changed. Compared to a month and a half ago, every day is the same as the beginning. The way I live every day.
It's completely different than before.
As if that's the only evidence.
For the fact that I actually met Haruka.
In that summer. After school.
If it's nice, I'll hug the painters and go to the park.
Many times my eyes are focused upward.
The swing is swinging softly.
And imagine I see a white dress with a towel.
On a rainy day, I went to the library to read. Sometimes I think I see Haruka out of the library's reading room. And I'm trying to find that silhouette, but now he can't do it anymore. At night, I study English like crazy.
All my time. It's now used for effort, to get what I want in life.
Then time passed.
I also gradually heard more about Ba Haruka from my Ba. Thanks to that,
I've also become I and talk to Ba regularly. More than half a year after Haruka's death, I just learned that Haruka's mother, Fujiko, sold the mansion and moved somewhere.
The goddess of victory. Since the last time I heard the name Fujiko until today, when I overheard my daughter say that name,
It's been 25 years.
think back to that moment.
My life has ended and begun.
Really, the moment I met a girl named Haruka.
That summer, my whole life was over.
And the real meaningful life has begun.
To me, she's the goddess of victory.
I want to have all the success in my life. In 25, I have always thought 7. What Haruka teaches and does.
Know what you really want. Know how to make dreams come true.
Know the nature of financial success. Become an attractive person. Don't make away a goal.
Let go of the can't do before you do. In a certain life, there's nothing that can't be done.
Thanks so.
I have succeeded in the wonderful journey of life that others can't experience.
It is not only recognized by many to be a successful person.
More important, I was able to recognize myself as a successful person.
Since I started writing the list, things my life needs to do, I've changed it over and over again.
Make yourself.
The list is no longer in its original form. And I also forgot a lot of what I knew at first. But in the meantime,
I've done some other things. There were big dreams that once upon a time, I couldn't do one once.
Maybe, if he doesn't meet that girl named Haruka, I will not be able to obtain the grace.
So many big dreams in one life.
I am living a life. But apart from me, no one else has. Come out.
That's one of my 2 promises to Haruka.
That day became a reality. Of course, I don't think. Now the destination of my dream life.
That's right, because from now on, then in my life, there's only one thing that's predetermined. So I've got to embrace bigger dreams.
Bigger. And I've decided to keep living my life. But to realize those dreams,
I don't forget that. I still have one more promise with Haruka.
that's still far ahead. No need to rush. And I just thought,
If that promise is fulfilled,
with the maturation of her daughter Nodika,
yours is great. It's strange. The more time goes by, I'm even more suspicious that I actually met you.
that Haruka girl or not,
I feel like it's just one thing. It's created in your imagination.
every time I think that, I look at these things, is now hanging on the eagle,
These things always remind me.
how to make life without anyone else. Yet he's become happy.
These things are also evidence to help me with my body.
I know what happened that summer. It's not imagination. That actually happened.
It's proof that Haruka once lived. Of course, it's not just that. The last letter she sent me,
Are tremendous successes.
the blessing is a full life. It's also a huge homework assignment that I have to finish in a lifetime.
Read that letter again.
I can't help but think about
The importance of living. Appreciate every day. The value of meeting others. And the wonder of life. More than that, every time I read the letter, I remember the radiant face.
Haruka's playful glimpse when biting the lower lip, smiling and seeing the soothing mood. But also so strong.
Yeah,
Today too.
somewhere the goddess of victory is still watching. And protect for my successes.
Letter. Dear Jesus, you are reading this letter.
It means I'm out of this world.
And you came to see me.
I'm sorry about keeping the disease private. And I'm sorry for dragging you into my own problems. Thanks to that, I had a happy month. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Actually, with me, Jesus was a very important man.
More than 15. As a child, we met at the zoo.
Last time you two went.
Maybe Jesus doesn't remember.
But back then, you gave me a box of bear coins.
That's what I showed you the other day. Maybe 3 of Jesus. I will remember the details of that day.
My MOM told me this in a letter a few years ago.
At first,
I just use it as a regular wallet. But then, it's slowly become inseparable.
from time to time, it has become a treasure in my heart.
And then with that, I also did it myself. Make the memory of a day a treasure again. I don't know when in me. You've become a close friend. Always encourage me in difficult times.
Every time I look at my wallet,
I always feel like Zushuk is talking.
come on with me. That's weird. I've never seen that before.
I've found this weird myself. But just like that, I felt strong and had
More courage to overcome difficulties.
So I let myself call you my best friend. That really helped me a lot. When I knew I didn't have long to live, I'd like to see you once to say thank you. So it wasn't a coincidence that we met. But ever since I met you,
From the bottom of my heart,
I pushed out the desire not to just say thank you.
what else do I want to do for you? And I decided, the last thing, I can do that in this life. It will be SAO.
Let you think it's a good thing to see me. At first I thought, as long as Jesus thinks that, I'll be happy.
That need to be done. I can safely leave this world. That's enough.
But humans are a greedy species. The number of times I see you increases. Then, I can't be satisfied with just that.
And that made me do something regrettable.
So I know,
This is a very personal request, that I took it upon myself.
but please do these two things. As a request from a close friend,
Not in the world anymore. The first thing is,
it may not sound like my request. Yushuk said that a few days ago.
is that you're going to paint a big dream that no one else can draw.
And will live some way to do it.
I want you to keep doing that and really achieve that dream.
If what I say to you,
Get a little benefit. Let you make your wish.
there's probably nothing more fun.
But maybe that's not so important.
The most important,
It's still about you realizing your dreams. To do that,
you must treasure every day of your life.
appreciate each day more.
A little more every day.
Live so that you can think every day. Today, I took another step towards my dream.
If you can definitely do it.
Until we know the seriousness of this disease. I've never thought of anything like that either. We have to live each day.
So I'm not qualified to say big things.
But now I really think so. I really think there's no one in this world.
I can be sure that I'm alive tomorrow.
But at SAO,
People don't value their day more. That's why I want Jesus to live fully today. I am sorry to say something that seems so big.
That's a request from me.
Someone who has no tomorrow. There's one more thing. It's because I can't live tomorrow anymore. There's another man who's lost his tomorrow.
That's Bar. I think right now.
When Zusuk was reading this, you already knew.
Really. My dad passed away without waiting until I was a year old.
I'm sure Bar never expected that either.
But Bar left me a lot of messages.
He said he wanted to make sure. Unfortunately, his daughter died.
That means I'll still be happy.
Unfortunately, what you said came true. Every single thing in your diary.
It's amazing. Everything I said to Jesus.
It's all content that Bar has already written. In that diary, Bar wrote words of encouragement, so I can live strong. Have fun and a way to make your dreams come true. Maybe you can feel the love of Dad too.
Every time I read the diary, I'm really grateful to Bar.
There's not even a memory about how we met. I am grateful for your love too. And then I learn to appreciate every day. Because I think my life has a dream of Bar.
But is my life about to end?
When you're learning these lines, it's over. My life.
The end also means that Bar's dream is over.
If that's the case, I'll feel bad for Bar.
You've got to leave me something wonderful. It seems to be.
I don't want to end my father's dream.
I want to try Jesus. Even though I know it's arbitrary. I want you to get the notebook Bar wrote.
I also agree that it would be better if I kept it.
This book was written before I was born.
I don't know if it's a boy or girl.
In there, you only have what it takes to be happy.
So I thought,
surely it would be useful for Jesus to have a successful and happy life.
And this is more of an expectation than an expectation. Request.
One day,
you will also have someone you truly love. Then you will get married. Build a family when your child is born.
I think it will definitely be a girl.
That's my feeling.
For that child, or for any AI. For the people you want to succeed. Write down what you thought at the time, or what you want to convey to them. I'm sure they'll be happy.
I'm sorry that I'm all over the bridge.
I'm not going to put Zusuk. The promise is to be made at all costs.
It would be nice if Susu could use that.
To create your own good life.
However, there is one thing you should definitely not forget. Just appreciate every day.
Every day is closer to the dream. Even just one step. And never give up is certain. Jesus will do what he wants.
You've started that lifestyle too.
You didn't have a big dream.
That no one can draw SAO.
You didn't decide.
Will live a life of their own.
Without imitating it SAO.
As long as you continue. Keep walking like that and the results will come. From a distant place, I'll always and forever cheer for you.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Come on, buddy. Last words. In the early summer of 2005, a high school boy came to visit me.
That's the student I teach.
Until he graduated from junior high school. I'm in 11th grade now.
He sat down in a chair, holding the book for the whys that I wrote. I was his brother. I was also a student of mine. This student just entered high school. It turns out there's a tumor in the brain and had surgery once.
The current state of the disease as well. So I asked you how you were.
I felt like I could touch the tumor.
He was always a very good student.
It's been fun since high school. He also replied to me that he was fine. Yes, I can still go to school.
Contrary to that answer, just listen after the sentence. It's probably not good.
His words were like this.
The disease is a slow bomb. I don't know when it will explode. When I heard that, I was dumbfounded. He came to see me despite the situation. My mother told me to go. Thank you for thinking about this book now.
It became what I wrote for you. And with a kind of shyness, he showed me the book. Book for Talent, and said he wanted me to know a few words and sign it. I thought for a moment about what to write, and listened to his story, then sign a signature I'm not used to. I looked at the boy behind me as he left. Still haven't said much.
The figure who walks slowly. The dog seems to be someone else.
Compared to the last student. When he came to the door, he came back. I thank you.
Very polite in the greeting there was the old health. My chest is throbbing because of the contrast.
And then I thought,
maybe then, his condition has been really bad.
Autumn year 2005. While building a new house,
my mother-in-law, who lives with us, died. A few days ago, he was healthy. How much housework is still being done? From cleaning the garden to replacing the door stickers.
He suddenly had a brain hemorrhage and passed out.
When taken to the hospital,
it's time to leave.
Forever a few days later without treatment.
He died on the same day the new house was completed. The day we were looking forward to. Our whole house is covered by the pain of that unannounced separation.
It's an uncommitted death.
Especially with my wife. My 1.5-year-old daughter.
She comes to play every day.
So that day he looked at his grandmother's picture.
Pointing to the happy picture telling me that KIA. Every time I hear that call,
my heart is filled with pain. Then one day, less than a month later,
I heard the news again.
My son came to visit me in the summer. Also lost the message that came to me at the right moment.
He has no tomorrow forever.
I looked at the high school girls and boys walking down the street. The girls and boys, still alive.
I thought I had a tomorrow. Every day you face difficulties.
And then use those difficulties as an excuse
to stay in one place and just keep suffering.
You're having very vague worries about the future. There is nothing permanent in life. But live as if time were infinite. There are so many young people. It's not just you.
Maybe I am too.
People don't know when they will die.
Though I try to understand the words. But the truth is, I'm still living by the belief that
tomorrow will come. A famous film director once said, to think of death is to think of life. We can't just think about. Maybe one of those two. The more you think about death, the more you think about it. It's becoming more and more thoughts about life. Same with me. 2 loved ones are gone.
That's what motivates me to think more about how to live. More than ever.
Now that thought is becoming intense. I felt so strongly about how to live. That's what I want to do.
It's not what I have to do.
Goodbye. See you next time. Wishing you a day full of health and success.